Automated writing evaluation uses natural language processing and artificial intelligence to provide feedback on students' writing. It assesses a text, analyzes its structure, and creates a detailed evaluation. Here are some examples of common AWE tools that are used in the classroom. These tools provide both formative and summative feedback on different aspects of writing. They also come with a suite of support resources. Several web-based AWE programs allow students to type essays on the screen or cut and paste their essays from a word processor. Once submitted, their essays are evaluated and students receive a score and narrative feedback. Many international students wishing to study in a Western university have to learn and master the language of Shakespeare. In order to reach a high-level proficiency, students have to master 4 different skills: listening, reading, speaking, and writing. Writing is considered to be the most difficult skill to master in English, and it requires careful attention to accuracy due to its complex process of communication. Therefore, it is no surprise that great emphasis has been put on improving students' writing skills in the English as a Second Language (ESL) world. And much effort has been made to provide a better, fairer system of assessment for writing skills. AWE corrective feedback allows students to be more aware of grammatical errors in their writing, and to make the instructors feel less obligated to provide a large amount of feedback on grammar. When it comes to accuracy, many studies reveal that students make fewer errors after receiving immediate feedback provided by the AWE tools. They help students improve their grammar, punctuation, mechanics, and style. They are also instrumental in motivating students to partake in the recursive process of drafting and revising. AWE tools can potentially enhance learners' autonomy by providing synchronous feedback. Writing is not confined within the 4 walls of a classroom. Studies show that students found making changes in their writing easy due to the editing and revising features. Instead of relying heavily on the teacher, students can work on their writing through constant feedback and assistant features in self-regulated learning at any time, anywhere. Additionally, AWE tools generate objective and consistent explanation and near-instant feedback, whereas teacher and peer feedback are not always accurate due to human error and can be biased. Many critics claim that AWE mainly focuses on accuracy and simple error corrections. As a result, it suits low-level students and is almost of no use to high-level ones. Many deplore that feedback of AWE tools is restricted to quantitative information on sentence length, word distribution, and word repetition, thus favoring the cognitive information processing model. AWE provide vague suggestions that don't fully address students' individual writing problems, especially in areas of coherence and idea development. AWE diverts students' attention from content development to formal attributes, failing to take into account the social and communicative dimensions of writing. Teachers mainly use the AWE tools for corrective feedback related to grammar and mechanics. This allowed tutors to reduce their workload by focusing more on content development and organization. While they welcomed the use of these tools, it was obvious that they considered the assessment and feedback much more important and meaningful. Teachers also doubted the accuracy of the feedback and mentioned that many grammatical mistakes were not picked up by the system. Feedback was generic, and students didn't receive meaningful customized support. Corrective feedback could be at times confusing and require the teacher's intervention. Instructors did not fully trust the automated scoring feature either. AWE relies on grammar, punctuation, and word count, which could lead to misleading holistic scores. They complained that students could game the system by writing lengthy essays or using certain lexical grammatical features favored by the scoring system. This, in turn, stifles students' creativity and idea development and encourages the adoption of shortcuts. Likewise, on different occasions, AWE tools scored some students' works higher than the teachers, even when the students' essays were poorly organized or slightly off topic. This put instructors in an uncomfortable position when students questioned the reliability of instructor-given grades. As a result, those tools were mainly used as formative assessment, and students' final grades were determined by the instructors. Many concurred that their grammar improved after using them. Some reacted positively toward the helpfulness of AWE writing assistance functions. They were glad that these tools could draw their attention to the functional meaning of their sentences and help them notice mismatches between intended and expressed meaning. On the other hand, they showed dissatisfaction about the vagueness of the machine feedback. Although these tools made them aware of their mistakes, students didn't get any support to revise them. When AWE was used without any instructor facilitation and feedback, students generally held negative perceptions. Some students found AWE tools intimidating and experienced some difficulties while using them. The English-only feedback and instructions could prove problematic for students with an intermediate or lower level of English proficiency. Since the accuracy of AWE feedback is not 100% reliable, learners need to avoid trusting these tools blindly. Instructors should teach students how to analyze feedback critically and use other resources such as grammar books and online dictionaries to elucidate their confusion and verify their choices. AWE should be used as a supplement to or an extension of human feedback from peers or instructors. The activity of peer feedback for revision could help counterbalance the cognitive information processing model favored by the scoring system. The emphasis on the quality of essays rather than machine scores should be communicated to the students at the beginning of the writing course. Full training should be provided to help teachers smoothly integrate these tools into their teaching practices. Consequently, they could develop a positive attitude towards AWE tools and willingly implement them in the classroom. This, in turn, could influence students' perception and increase students' confidence in these tools. Teachers also should review all the English-only feedback. They ought to explain each different type of feedback and provide examples to help students understand some of the errors. In this way, students will feel less apprehensive and stressed about using English-only feedback. Automated writing evaluation has its place in the ESL world. It is not a panacea for writing classes. It cannot and should not replace teachers. Nevertheless, its effective implementation is strongly influenced by the instructor writing pedagogy and technical know-how. The level of willingness to explore these tools' technological capabilities will determine the successful integration of AWE in teaching practices.